My name is Jared Rowe. I'm the 7th grade LACA and 8th grade speech teacher here at Mickle Middle School. What we were just doing here in the Media Center today is students are wrapping up a famous person project. And so we researched a famous person. We talked with the media specialist. She worked with my class also about finding research both in print and online. They found important pieces of information about their childhood, about their career. We did some deeper thinking about why this person is important, the significance of the person through history. They then wrote a sort of script to some questions, and they did a press conference. Then I like to take it another step. We do this sort of extension activity if we have time, where students I use a Google template, and they create Facebook profiles for their person. So they have to think about who they might be friends with on Facebook. They write a wall where they will list some of their biggest accomplishments, and some of their friends or other people that were related to them or in similar fields might ask them questions or talk about the work that they've done. So it gives the students a chance to use their research again, use their sources, find pictures and other media they like, and incorporate it in sort of a different way.
My name is Riley Wood. I am in 7th grade and I am in LACA, Language and Communication Arts.
We're pretty much making a pretend Facebook about a famous historical figure. More enjoyable than just writing it all down on paper. It's still, you do the assignment, but it makes it a whole lot more funner and makes me a lot more energetic to go to LACA every day. It's one of the classes I enjoy.
And we do a lot of research in LACA, and it's a skill that is becoming really important, even as the more the core curriculum standards come down to us. We're seeing that they want us to focus on maybe a smaller numbers of skills, but a lot more deeply, the depth over breadth of a topic.
The research is more in-depth than it would be just reading a book and writing down the notes. The internet can be a lot more than that, so of course then doing the research is a lot easier, and it builds computer skills even more than I had before, so that'll be useful in the future when we'll be using.
And so engagement, I think, is pretty easy to see that it definitely does go up when they're able to pull in other media, when they're able to manipulate the things a little bit easier. They can move around some of the stuff. I think they like that flexibility. As far as the performance of it goes, they're more willing to complete it, I think, with this project specifically. Some of the students on paper, they've lost interest, and it wasn't that they didn't know the information, but maybe it didn't fit, and so they didn't want to write as much, or they just got tired of writing and they didn't want to draw the stick person again, so they were missing some of the components. And so I feel like their stamina with this project is a lot higher, and so I'm getting better results when we're able to use the computers for it.
I'm a teenager, so I love technology, and it's more modern, and I get to do stuff that I like doing at home in school.
Yeah, I feel like I create much better work. I think this is more fun because we're on the computer using technology, and we aren't sitting in the classroom writing on a piece of paper with a pencil.
In LACA specifically, well, at the start of the semester we start with, when we're just getting into the oral skills, I have them do audiobooks, and so we record Dr. Seuss audiobooks in GarageBand. It gets them over the idea of speaking out loud and having people hear them, because they're the first person that gets to hear it, and they like that they can edit it, or if they screw up a page, they can immediately delete it. It's not that I'm in front of a big group of people right away, and I'm scared to be up here because I might screw up and someone might hear me screw up. Then that leads into like their Reader's Theater project and other things. So I always try and use them as those stepping stone units. With our opinion essay project, we use a lot of Google Docs. I try and anytime I have them write, get in that process of naming things appropriately, putting them into folders so they're staying organized. That way it's easy for me to see it right away. I can look up what student has 3 paragraphs done, what student has 1 paragraph done, what student hasn't even started on it. I can give immediate feedback. The students can give feedback to each other immediately. I love that. So anytime we do any big writing projects, I always try to use Google Docs. So we open up Photo Booth and they have to practice, and then they have to watch it, and I let them put on headphones, and they grade themselves on the same rubric that we use. and a lot of them hate it. Because, you know, it's that same thing of when you hear your voice for the first time, when you see yourself on camera, you're immediately like, oh my gosh. And they grade themselves pretty harshly. And it really helps them understand, I have a long ways to go, or I can get a lot better with this. And so I think that even if I were to stand there and give them the feedback right away and say, okay, you can work on this, but this is great, it's not as effective as them giving that feedback to themselves. I find the tools that we have, and then we make it work.